Hello and welcome to the first TAF debate. This is a 6th grade class. We have two teams debating on the motion that self-driving cars should be allowed to, what is it? Tell me motion. That are needed for the future. Self-driving cars are needed for the future, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have 3 debaters. They're going to introduce themselves, first and last name, and something that is interesting about you.
My name is Christopher Silva, and I'm 12.
My name is Nathan Ming, and I'm Vietnamese.
My name is Sydney Morgans, and I worked on the yearbook this year.
And that was the for side, and this is the against side.
My name is Amy Nishenko, and I'm 12.
My name is Dora Ching, and I like cookies.
My name is Nicholas Collin, and I'm 13.
All right, this will go in 4 rounds. There'll be an introduction. Right after the introduction, there'll be a rebuttal. Right after the rebuttal, there'll be question and answers, which is both from the audience and from each other or against each other. And after that, we'll have a conclusion. At any time, if you feel like your group needs to regroup or that you guys are stuck on something, there is time for you guys to sit, pause, reflect on your work. You are allowed to have anything you want in terms of notes or concept maps. Did you want that right now with you? Just notes. Same? The mic will be here. Please bring it close to your lips so that you guys can have it available to you. Yes. They can whisper to each other during that time. Do I need to play someone's video? Who's on the side? You're gonna introduce first, and then you want to play a video.
Yeah.
It's your turn. 6 minutes will begin on here, and I will just close. I'll leave Arian's face there on the screen.
So last thing, audience, okay? So you have a golden opportunity here to observe what they're doing. Take notes as to what you thought you can use in your own presentation, okay? If you see something that they're doing that is really good, then write that down. You see something that, maybe we shouldn't do that, write that down. Okay? These are notes for yourself as well.
All right. Your 6 minutes begins right when you grab the mic and begin speaking.
Our thesis was that driverless cars will help us in the future because they are safer, they're more fuel efficient, and they give you more time with your friends and family. Driverless cars will help us because they'll cause less deaths on the roads, and they'll help with global warming. According to Paul Goodman, 2016, paragraph 10, over 80% of car crashes in the USA are caused by driver error. There would be no bad drivers and less mistakes on the roads. If all vehicles became driverless, drunk and drug drivers would also be a thing of the past. This is explaining how driverless cars will help us and how they'll change how people will drive. Well, they won't drive, but they'll be safer, and they'll help. Driverless cars will help because they have an ability to recognize the world around them, and they know if there's people on the road or the road. They know the roads. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. A round of applause. Can you get the front lights for me? I have to play Arian's video. Joey, get the front lights for me. We're gonna play Arian's video montage. Actually, and then Logan hit the back light. Thank you. All right, Arian has a video.
Vehicles will need driverless cars. There's certain disadvantages to it, such as...
What? It's Maya? Sorry.
Second major idea is fuel efficiency and how it will also help like the earth, and it will also save more money on gas, and that's more money that you can spend on family related things. As stated by Katie Thompson, there is potential in efficiency. Efficiency in terms of better traffic flow, but also less fuel consumption. As stated also by Katie Thompson, what's more, because driverless vehicles are designed to optimize and efficiency in acceleration and braking. They will also help improve fuel efficiency and reduce the carbon levels in the atmosphere.
Is that all of your intro? Is there any more time for your intro? You have about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, we have 1 minute.
All right. Can you please hit the lights? Thank you. Go ahead.
Our third major idea is free time. As stated by Matthew Sparks, think of the time you waste driving a car, hours a week, thousands of hours a year. Sure, some of that is enjoyable, the windy country road on a summer's day, but the vast majority is a tedious, grinding chore. Why not do some work instead and let the car drive itself, or read a book, watch a film, or chat with the family? Free time will give you more time to enjoy looking outside and talking with your family. You guys could talk about how's life going and different stuff. As stated by Daniel Muoi, 2016, paragraph 5, driverless cars will improve traffic flow and reduce accidents. That means less time commuting to work and less time in the court for traffic tickets, he said. You could even work while in the driverless car since you don't have to pay attention to the road. Free time will give you time to work to catch up on work that you have to finish, like work stuff.
Thank you so much. All right, give him a round of applause. Are you closing your introduction right now? That is at the end of your introduction? All right. Other team, would you like, is it Maya's video first or is it after? Or Arian's first? Hit the lights for me, please.
Humans really need driverless cars. There's tons of disadvantages to it, such as hail. Hail can be bad for driverless cars because it can cause damage to the sensors. And if the sensor is damaged, the car would crash. If the car crashes, that defeats the whole point of driverless cars and preventing less accidents. If it's snowing, the sensor won't be able to detect the lane. And if it can't see the lane, it can also cause crashes. And if there's rain, then it can damage the engine of the driverless car. And if that's damaged, you can't even drive at that point. And also, another thing is jobs and money will just go down the drain because many people, 10% of the people will lose their jobs, and because there are a ton of jobs such as Lyft, Uber, taxis, pizza deliveries, and all that. Those aren't going to be needed for people that use driving. And if some people that don't have a good education won't be able to get any money, and if they can't get any money, then they're just going to be poor. So technically, it's going to do bad for the population. It's not going to be good for people. And that brings me to the next thing, money. If you damage one tiny thing of the car, such as say the sensor, the computer, it's gonna cost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just to fix it. That's a lot of money. You can buy that cash. You can use that cash to buy many things like a house, a car that's not a car that you actually need to drive. You can even buy something that you've always dreamed of, like a boat. I don't know, a pickup truck, wherever you want. There's tons of things you can buy with that. And like, why would you want to waste it on one tiny piece of like machinery? Like, just a sensor for hundreds of thousands of dollars? Like, that's not a good price. And also, like, driverless cars would be deadly because terrorists can easily just like send a car to one place, and if like there could be a bomb in that car, and the terrorists can detonate the bomb when it gets to the house. And also, if there's an EMP blast, it would completely stop the cars in the radius, and that would mean that there would be tons of traffic. And also, people that have driving cars that you actually need to drive, you can still drive those, but like you won't be able to drive the driverless cars because those aren't going to work out because the EMP blast just stopped the whole thing. And also, there are hackers ready to hack the cars, and like after they hack the cars, they can just do whatever they want with it and send it to anywhere they want, send it off a cliff, all that, and.
Hit the lights for me, please. Shh. Now, Aryan has taken up 3 minutes of time. You have an additional 3 minutes. Please come up to the stage, and then after that, we'll take our first vote. Who else is doing your introduction? You have 3 minutes.
Okay, so adding on to Aryan, Auto Insurance Center states that hackers getting into the vehicle can cause like other like crashes and things because they're basically controlling the vehicles inside the car. People can get hacked while they're driving, which can cause into serious damage, concussions, and other things.
All right, you are resting your introduction, correct? Give Dilraj a round of applause. We're taking our first vote. All those who are in favor that driverless cars are better for the United States, so you are for Christopher, Nate, and Sydney's side just based on the intro, please raise your hand now. So we have 1, 2, you only get one vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can also pick undecided. So can we redo that?
Yeah, let's redo that.
All right, we'll redo it. All in favor, please raise your hand. So it's okay if you raise your hand. You'll change your vote at the end. You're gonna change your vote at the end, so you can raise your hand. It's just how you feel now. So we have, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, raise your hand high, please, high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All in favor means for the motion. For their side. Raise your hand high again. I gotta count it again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 for the motion. Those of you who are against the motion, so you are with this side, please raise your hand now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All those who are undecided. We have no undecided vote. We have one. Any undecided? So right now the for side has 16 votes. The against side has 22 votes. At the end of all 3 rounds, we'll vote again. The side that has the most growth is the side that wins.
So, one last thing. So then the debate teams, as you are listening to arguments, you should be taking notes as to what they're saying, so that maybe you might be able to counter. Instead of just whispering, take notes.
The rebuttal begins now. For side, begin.
Okay, so for fuel efficiency, it will be better for like the Earth because it will have less fuel emissions. And according to Katie Thompson, driverless vehicles are designed to optimize efficiency in alteration and braking. They will also help improve fuel efficiency and reduce carbon emission. So basically, everybody's like just saying, oh, the ice caps are melting because of global warming. Global warming is caused by CO2. So if we're so scared about global warming, driverless cars will prevent global warming because they will have less CO2 emissions.
Other rebuttals? Thank you.
The next part for the rebuttal is about safety, and one thing is that a quote by Matthew Sparks: "No matter what we like to believe, humans are no good at driving. The 1.2 million people killed each year on roads worldwide are proof of that." Also, I don't remember where, but about 33,000 people are killed each year in the U.S. due to car crashes, and that number could be dropped to 11,300 if we use self-driving cars. Also, they said how there could be hackers, and Aryan said that the hacker could make the car like drive off of a cliff, but I don't really see how the person would not see a cliff right in front of them and not be able to stop the car in time, because it's not like the car can't be turned off. There of course is a way to turn off the car. And anyways, another quote by Matthew Sparks: "Unlike us, driverless cars will never drive drunk and will not be able to speed, take reckless chances, or race their mates away from traffic lights. They will never doze off, lose concentration, or send a text message at the wheel. They will never get angry, frustrated, or competitive." And that is true, because I'm pretty sure that it's Google's driverless cars can only drive 25 miles per hour, and so they can't really speed and get into crashes due to speeding. And another thing is that driverless cars do have steering wheels. So according to Matthew Hamilton, Cuomo's office said the vehicle that will be tested is capable of hands-free driving, but allows a person to take over if necessary. So if there is like a tree in the road or something that's not on the map, the person driving the car will be able to stop something like that from happening.
You have 2 more minutes on that side for any more rebuttal. Is there anything else you'd like to say on your side?
Yeah. So another thing is that you will have more free time if you drive a driverless car, because according to Katie Thompson, it will likely take you less time to get to your destination, which will also help create more value times for everything besides commuting. So basically, let's say you have a whole bunch of stuff you have to do at the house, or like you have a job and you want to like get extra money or something like that. Like you just want to do stuff like, or you just want to do gaming and stuff like that. You will spend less time going through driving cars and commuting around, and give you more valuable time to do whatever you want, like hang out with friends, spend more time with your family, play games, anything like that. You would just have more time to do whatever, because driverless cars will spend less of your time and wasting it so you can use it however you want. And driverless cars, I know people are going to be fearful that you might lose your jobs, but not necessarily, because if let's like they say, oh, Uber driver or pizza driver might be like lost. Well, as Sydney said earlier, that driverless cars are like more of an autopilot, so there will be a steering wheel. So just like you will still need like somebody to stay inside the car just in case like something happens. So like, and I bet that would be especially needed in taxi companies, because you don't want to get killed, and they don't want their company to get sued millions and millions of dollars from a death. And back on the pizza driver. Okay. You won't just leave a pizza in a car and just let it drive to its destination. You would just, because somebody could like steal it, and if just a car that's empty and nobody in it, you can just like take the car and just leave.
Thank you so much. Against team, rebuttal begins now.
Driverless cars would likely be out of the price range of most ordinary people when generally introduced, likely cost over 100,000. Not many people have that much money and won't be able to purchase the car, and they won't have a ride stated by the Guardian. A computer malfunction, even just a minor glitch, could worsen the crash than anything that human error might bring about. You guys say that there will be less car accidents. That's not true. There will be the same amount or even more deaths that there already is, stated by the case not to. For hackers getting into the vehicle's software and controlling or affecting its operation would be a major security worry. People can get hacked because the car is running on a computer which can get hacked like any other computer. And how would the police interact with the driverless vehicle, especially in the case of an accident or crimes? Self-driving cars would be great news for terrorists, as they could be loaded with explosions and used as moving bombs. Reading human road signs is a challenge for robots because for bicyclists they use hand signals. The people will usually be on the phone to will not really notice anything. They will just know where the self-driving car is going, which if there's road construction and the car has an update, or if it updates, like they won't know that there's road construction, so it could crash. And how would that take you faster to get to your destination? What if there is traffic? Also, the car isn't big enough to hang out with all of your friends. That's all.
We have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in rebuttal on the against side. You can bring that laptop on there.
And also, like, when you're like in a self-driving car, you'd probably be on your phone or like on any other electronics, so like you're not really paying attention to like the road, because some people they trust the self-driving car. So like if you like typing like an address and you have like a digit that's not correct, then it could lead you to like a different place, and you wouldn't like know until you get to the location.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add to your... You have 1 minute and 52 seconds left. They're just consulting. Audience, thank you so much for being patient.
what if it starts to hail and it damages the top sensor? Hail can be very big and can go up to the sizes of 7 inches. The car won't just fix it. It won't just fix itself. You would just have to go to a shop and get it fixed, which wastes a lot of money because it will be expensive. And self-driving cars to fix are a lot of money, and they are a lot of money to afford.
Is that it? All right. We're gonna pause real quick because I need to empty out this. I need to move the film over to my computer and then continue to save it. What I'd like you guys to do in the audience is think of questions. What I'd like you to do up there is also think of questions. When the audience comes up for question time, I will have you use the mic. Okay? First question in the audience goes to Lynn. Lynn, please step up there and ask your question. Shh. Cole, put down your hands. Quickly, Lynn, please.
Okay, I need to know which side is which first.
Just for, against.
Okay, this is for the against side. How come you have been just like shooting out small situations, like putting the hail idea? What if you live in the other part of the environment and it's not hailing?
Put the mic down, please, and they'll answer the question. Pause. You must answer the question.
Consult as a team.
They're getting ready to answer the question. Please pause. First, are you ready to respond? You can respond if you like or whatever. Okay.
Well, if you live somewhere hot, then the engine can overheat. And we're talking about a certain place.
Okay, just to move this a little bit faster, could I have Shazan, come ask your question. Quickly.
Against team, were you guys completely prepared because you guys repeated a lot of things and you guys didn't
You
reflect?
cannot attack the character of the team. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Jorge.
You're asking specific questions.
This is for the against team.
Face camera, please.
How is like the hail going to damage your sensor? Because there's obviously gonna have to be like something to like protect the sensor.
You can answer.
So like basically it matters about like how the hail is shaped and the size, because if it's like really thick, it can actually like damage other parts of the car.
And since we're in Seattle, it rains a lot, so the hail can be big.
Nate, face the camera as you ask your question. Put your hands down and I'll...
This is for the against team. Wouldn't you be able to tell where you were going if you entered in the wrong address? I assume there would be a computer telling you where you were going.
Well, when you enter the location, you're probably like most people assume that since they said that they have more free time, then like they'll probably just be on their phones or like paying attention not to the road but to other places or things, so that they can like they won't really like look outside or look where they're going because they really like trust the self-driving car.
Kelly.
This is for the against side. I would like to talk about, you repeatedly state that a self-driving car would be very expensive to replace parts. Would you mind giving us some examples of certain parts that would need to be replaced that cost much?
Sensors in the cars can cost a lot of money, computers, and things on the top that like detect where you're going.
Kyler. Put your hands down, please.
This is for the against team. You guys said that if water got into the engine, that it would break the engine, but an engine gets extremely hot, so that way it can get enough energy to get it moving. So it would just get rid of it would just burn the water and turn it into steam once it hit the engine.
Response?
The engine would slowly cool down. It depends how fast you're going. Like, if you're in the streets and you're going slow, the rain could cool it down.
Fernando.
This is for the against side. What research do you have to prove that the parts will be expensive?
This is normal in the debate that another side will be barraged with a lot of questions. We're in the 5-minute mark.
The AutoInsuranceCenter.com states that the parts will be expensive because they're involving technology, and technology is always expensive.
Pause. I will now only take questions for the for side, as they have already, this side has already had too many questions. Casey. Ask your question from there. Go. What's your question?
If someone were on their phone or some other device, how would they see what's in front of the road before they crash?
So for the for side, if someone's distracted on their phone, how would they be able to prevent a crash?
Well, it would be that person's fault for being on their phone because it still isn't very safe to not be paying attention to the road. So it would be that person's fault because they're on the phone. It's not exactly their car's fault.
Thank you.
Like you said something about frequency.
You only had that one question. Lynn. No, just
So about the quotes that you've already stated, what are the background information from the authors?
what is the background of some of the authors that you have?
Because by stating a name and last name, it doesn't mean that you can't trust them.
She's asking about your pathos.
One of the authors that we used frequently was Matthew Sparks. He's a deputy head of technology.
In what company? Carl.
If driverless cars are supposed to prevent crashes, then why do driverless cars need steering wheels?
If they are supposed to prevent crashes, why do they have steering wheels? Whoever.
So driverless cars, they can't like accommodate for every bad situation because in each state or country they have different needs. So that's why they have like the steering wheel as a just in case, so you can like control it, because you should still know how to like save yourself by like moving it right or left if you have a tree in front of you or something like that.
Logan. Oh, you want to follow up?
Also, like, even though driverless cars are supposed to be safe, it still would be good to have a steering wheel for safety, because if there is something in the road that's not on the map, like a tree or like a person that's crossing the street, then it would be good to have the steering wheel so then they could swerve around it if the car doesn't.
Go.
I assume that the engine is a battery, so couldn't the battery be damaged by water or any disturbances that could cause batteries to shortage?
Well, normal cars also have batteries and engines, so I don't see why driverless cars will be affected if normal cars aren't affected by rain or bad weather.
Final question goes to Logan.
A few years ago, or not years, a few months ago, I was watching a video on hacking and self-driving cars. And they said that there was a person who was able to hack into his own car and drive it, and the steering wheel, brakes, and the actual ignition key were all rendered useless, and the car was driving by his cell phone only. How would you prevent this?
I don't know if there's a way to prevent the hacking, but I don't really think that hacking is very likely, and especially something like that for everything to not be helpful. Like, I don't think that would be very common.
And also, you said he was hacking his own car, so wouldn't he know his password, username, all that stuff? Because he wouldn't have to find out that stuff. He would already know, and so he would know how to hack his car.
You cannot. All right, that concludes our question and answer period. Give them a round of applause for answering the question. We get into our last part. Each group will have 5 minutes to close their arguments. If you need a little time to talk before your closing arguments? All right, I will pause this. I will allow the audience members to talk amongst themselves, just to get some more clarity on. Ask your question.
So for the against side, we're asking you, what proof do you have of hacking? Because we went through your entire article sources, and you had one paragraph, and it said no side effects of hacking. And you have no numbers on hacking either.
You can stand up, Amy. Please go to the podium. You can bring your laptop with you.
On the source called theguardian.com, it has a few pages of how the next car that will be hacked will be the driverless car, and it shows that there will be increasing of hacking cars.
Okay, so I have your website open, The Guardians. You claim that there's a few pages, but there's really only one paragraph. Are you lying to your audience about your data?
Stop. Stop. We can drop that case. Please don't attack the character of the other side. Please,
Do not attack the character.
Please, audience, you cannot count that. That is an attack on the character of the other side. Please don't do that. You may ask the next question, Amy, Dilraj, or Nico. You may ask the next question. Can't use that. Can't use that as your name. Thank you.
Okay, so my team specifically wants to have Chris answer this question. You said that there will be less car accidents from self-driving cars. From a study called self-driving cars will have a higher accident rate. From USA Today, we found that self-driving cars will have a higher accident rate. So is it true that the cars will have a lower rate, as you say? Are you lying to the audience?
You can't use the line. Please stay with the facts. Is like, ask him your question. Please disregard that last part of the question. Chris, answer the question. Stand on the podium.
Driverless cars will be safer. According as stated by Matthew Sparks, no matter what we like to believe, humans are no good at driving. So the 1.2 million people killed every year on roads worldwide are proof of that. So driverless cars will prevent people from, they'll help people drive, and they won't crash because there's no human driving unless there's an accident that's happening. You need to take over.
Is there a question coming from the for side? And then I'll give the against side one more question after their question.
So one of the things that you keep on talking about is hacking, and how hacking is, like, it could happen and it will be bad, but you haven't said, like, any numbers, like, what is the chances of hacking actually happening? Like, do you have any proof of that hacking will happen often?
We are running out of time. Do you have a quick response that you could provide? I'm running it right now. It's 10 seconds on 8 seconds left to respond to that question. All right, that question will go unanswered. If you can please ask your last question. If you have a last question to ask to this side, you are allowed to do that now. Final question goes to Amy.
Before you guys said that the people could have more free time, they can be on their phones or they can be with their friends, and then you said about the crash, so if if the people are on their phones and they don't see a tree or something, you said that it can be on the driver's fault, but if they want to have free time on their phones, then how would it be their fault because if they're on their phones?
I don't remember us ever specifying that the free time was in the car. It could just be because the driver is because they have a map, so they know where they're going, so then the driver wouldn't get lost as easily, and so then they would have more time than they might.
Anybody else from the fourth side? This will be your last comment because time is running out. Give them a round of applause again for their own question. The final part of our debate, of this very exciting debate, very interesting debate in which we had character attacks and where we had logos, where we had ethos. Remember, character attacks you cannot use or you cannot be part of your decision making within how you vote at the end of this debate. Just to clarify some arguments, we started here where on this side we talked about safety. The themes that they talked about were safety. They talked about having people have more time at places that they go, how driverless cars are changing the future for better. And on the opposite end, they talked about the dangers of driverless cars and how driverless cars cannot be trusted due to technology, irregularities with weather, and just not having control. Through our question and answer period, we have noticed that the audience had a lot of questions for the against side, really asking questions about where are these examples at. For the for side, we had questions about hacking and how could hacking damage or the technology that's being developed, or how is the technology really trustworthy? As they ask questions of each other, I'm just summing this up so everybody can remember what happened. As they asked questions of each other, the for side was really trying to push the against side on the issue of whether or not driverless cars truly, or the evidence that they showed truly demonstrated a lack of safety or technology being destroyed or hacking. There was an example, an exchange between Nate and Amy. And then on the side of the against side, they were really trying to push the side of the technology, that the free time, that there wasn't this synchronization of free time and actually paying attention to the road, and so continuous driver error. As we go into our conclusions, we always begin with the for side. So please begin.
Well, driverless cars will prevent death since a lot of crashes are due to humans doing stupid things such as drunk driving and taking stupid chances. The number of accidents will fall from 6 million a year to 1.3 million a year. Driverless cars have a set speed limit and know where they are going, which will give people more free time to do other stuff. And hacking isn't always gonna happen. It's not like it's gonna happen daily, or it could cause a lot of stuff to happen, but not that much. And that would open new jobs to prevent hacking for cars.
So as Christopher said, hacking isn't hacking isn't something that probably will happen very frequently, especially since they never did give any numbers of estimates of how often hacking would happen, because that was the one question that I thought was most important that we asked them, is if they had any numbers to back up whether hacking would happen often, and they didn't answer. Also, I just want my closing statement to be, driverless cars is something optional. Like, you don't have to buy one, because there still is other cars out there. And if you're gonna get a driverless car, it would be a good idea to do research of what could happen.
And you can say it, Nate.
Also, why would driverless cars be like very expensive? Because if an automotive company would want to make money off driverless cars, why would they make it only so like rich people can actually afford it? Because if they want, if they only want like high class people to buy driverless cars, they're not gonna get that much money off it, because probably only gonna get like maybe one or two, and then that's all they need for a driverless car.
You can do that, Sydney.
And one last idea is that if you can't trust whether your car is going to get hacked, then how can you trust that your phone or computer or other technology won't get hacked? Even though phones and computers are used often, then why can't driverless cars also be used often, since all those three things all have the chance of getting hacked?
All right, they close. Give them a round of applause. The against side. It's time for your closing arguments, and if you'd like to speak, you will speak on your behalf. Do not worry about.
Just again, our thesis is driverless cars are not good or need for the future because they can cost up to too much money. People are losing their jobs. The world is getting more lazy, and there are going to be many malfunctions. And people waste a lot of money just buying a self-driving car.
First, we would like to go over why self-driving cars are not needed. They are not safe. The evidence to back this up is that you're basically letting a robotic vehicle take over your car, and you're basically letting it get your life. And which is not safe because computers, and not only that, people enjoy the fact that they can drive and actually pay attention to the road.
And secondly, you're not paying attention to the road. You never know when the self-driving car can take you to a destination to where you don't know where you want it to go. So what if you put like an address, again, like I said, like that has a digit that's not correct, then the humans in the car will be like usually on their electronics, and this can lead to like a different location where you want it to go.
Also, the car can lose control because of the weather conditions. So if there's snow, heavy weather, the car sensors will not be able to see the lines on the road, and this can lead to serious accidents, and they can be targets for the self-driving cars.
Personally, I think that humans are getting very lazy, and they are most likely to be on their phones or electronics. So now, like, the world like wants everything to be made or involving like with technology, like the self-driving car.
Lastly, around Cantor Federal Way, there are a lot of pedestrians that come across the road, while humans are simply driving their cars. So if there's a pedestrian crosses the road, the car will slam its brakes, but also can have airbags blow up. Because the car will stop so quickly to not kill the person. If the driving car hits the person, the driver and the passenger can get a concussion on how powerful the airbags are. Also, from an article from the Seattle Times, they stated that there were 6,000 deaths last year. So now the people in the car can get very hurt.
And lastly, also the self-driving car will cost more than a regular car, for like example, like a Toyota or something. That would be cheaper than the self-driving car. So if one of the sensors breaks, or just in general, it would be more expensive to fix it.
All right. I'm going to give everybody just 20 seconds of silence to think about how they're going to vote. Do not consult with anybody else. You have 20 seconds just to think to yourself of how you're going to vote. The motion is self-driving cars are good for the future. You will be voting for or against. You cannot vote undecided. Just to remind you, we are voting based on what we heard in the arguments, whether they changed our personal opinions. We looked at the evidence, not pity, not our friends, not on things that the roast that you may have heard during this time.
It's a personal attack.
No personal attacks. Okay, you can't base it on that. All those for the motion, please raise your hand now. All right, that's
A lot.
put your hands down. I gotta count actually. Put your hands up again. Okay, when I point at you, you have to put your hand down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Against, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. The for side began with 16 votes on their side and has gained a total of 20 points for 36 at the end. The against side started with 22 and has lost 16 votes and has now become, is that 16? 18 and now has become 4. Our winners are the for side. Please stand up. Give them a round of applause. Can we please also give a round of applause to the against side? Stand up. Stand up. Get your applause. All right, let's take a seat. Just stay there. Hey, this is very difficult. This was very hard, and them being the first, they're being the trailblazers. They've set some good examples, and they set some bad examples, okay? And we're going to talk about that when we get back from lunch. We're going to talk about what we should. Pause. No one leaves yet. We're gonna talk about what will work and what will not work when you guys go and debate each other, okay, ladies and gentlemen? But if you guys can during lunch, if you don't mind just congratulating them, and Mr. Chin has one last announcement.
Okay. So again.